I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. My guest tonight is a Grammy Award-winning entertainer, and his career has spanned 3 decades. He's had 25 albums, 6 in the top 5 and 1 number 1. He's won all sorts of fabulous awards, including that Grammy that we mentioned. And every year he does a Christmas tour. In fact, this is the 27th annual Christmas tour that he has done. And he's got some upcoming dates here in Michigan and a lot of other places, too. And we're going to talk about all that tonight and play some of his great music. It's an honor to welcome John Barry to My Kind of Country. John, how are you tonight?
It's good to be in My Kind of Country.
Well, it's an honor to have you on the show, and I'm certainly looking forward to your Christmas show. And this is your 27th annual Christmas tour.
Yeah, hard to believe.
My gosh.
27 times coming up.
That's incredible. How did this come about for you?
Well, it all started with us doing a Christmas show at our church back when my wife and I first got married in summer of '88. That Christmas, our pastor, Fred Rowell, asked if we'd mind coming in and doing a little program at the church. That's what they call them, call them programs at the church.
Yeah.
And all I could imagine, I'm sure that there had to be a few folks there go, Fred, what do you think? What do you think you're doing, inviting that boy who plays at all the bars to come and sing in our church? But Fred saw something in me that maybe I didn't even see in myself, and we did that first year, and we ended up doing Christmas shows at our church up until 1993 or 4. We may have done one in '94. I can't remember, but it was just a lot of fun. By the time we did the latter years of doing it, we had a string section from the University of Georgia Symphony join us, and it was beautiful, just a beautiful little show. And we were in Nashville around Christmas of '93, sometime that fall, and we were talking about our Christmas show and getting our set list together for it. And my producer at the time, Chuck Howard, who produced all the records that you heard me do on the radio just about, he said, I didn't know you did a Christmas show. I said, yeah, we've been doing it for a few years now. He said, we ought to go record a couple things and see if we've got something you might want to put out. So we scheduled it. We figured the best time to do it was during Fanfare Week in June. And, because they plan things way out in advance to do things in Nashville.
Sure, yeah.
We scheduled it for Fanfare of 1994, June of '94. And little did we know is that May 10th of 1994, I had to have emergency brain surgery. Had a cyst in the third ventricle of my brain that had turned me into the meanest man on the planet.
Oh, man.
And we forgot all about the recording session, and Chuck Howard called and he said, oh, man, I forgot we got this recording session. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. And I said, no, don't cancel it. I need the distraction. So we went in anyway and recorded Oh Holy Night and Oh Come Emmanuel. 2 beautiful Christmas songs.
Yeah.
And we captured something that day, unexpected. To be, I don't know if you've ever had a major surgery before, but it's very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
The recovery, at least for me, it's very emotional. The recovery is very emotional. And to be in the studio recording these songs that were just so beautiful was overwhelming almost. Matter of fact, Connie Ellisor, the violinist, her violin kept going out of tune. And Chuck asked her across the headphones, he said, Connie, what's up with your instrument? And she said, well, I'm sitting in here listening to John sing this song, knowing a month ago we were praying he would survive this thing, much less sing again. And she said, the tears are going down my face and they're falling off and landing on my violin and making it go out of tune.
Oh, my gosh.
So she said, you can't make that stuff up. You can't manufacture that. It just happens or it doesn't. And we captured it somehow. That's the art of recording to me. If you can create a moment like that, capture it on a digital tape, put it on a CD, and spin it 25 years later and still feel it. It's the opposite extreme of what we were doing. Can you imagine how much fun Garth Brooks was having the night they were in the studio recording Friends in Low Places?
Yeah.
Yeah. They capture something that you feel 25 years later when you play it. And we did the same with Oh Holy Night. It was become, it got sent to country radio, Christmas of '94, as a thank you Christmas card. It just simply said, thank you for all the support this year, John Berry, Oh Holy Night. And somebody put it on the radio. It wasn't intended for the radio. It was 5.5 minutes long. I have had some DJ friends tell me it was perfect because it gave them a chance to go to the bathroom, to the kitchen.
That's right, yeah.
So they started spinning it, and off it went. And then in Christmas of '95, we went out to a short tour, 5, 6, 7 cities. And it just kept growing ever since. So
that's amazing.
It's been pretty incredible.
That's amazing. Folks, you can go to johnberry.com and get your tickets for the upcoming Christmas with John Berry shows. All the tour dates are there, including December 8th. He's going to be at the Hastings Performing Arts Center here in Hastings, Michigan. And then the 9th, the next night, the Dogwood Center for Performing Arts in Fremont, Michigan, down where the Gerber Baby Factory is. So
both of them are wonderful venues. And we played Hastings last year, and wonderful theater there. And the Dogwood Center we played many, many times over the years, and always look forward to going back there. And you look forward to coming back to Hastings, because the donut shop are pretty spectacular.
There you go. Well, I'm hoping.
Not to mention Jeffrey and Julie are sweet people.
We're hoping we don't have a snowstorm out there. It's a crapshoot in December here in Michigan. You never know.
It comes before or after we're in town.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Well, John, how are you feeling? I know you've had, you mentioned your brain surgery, and you had throat cancer in 2019, and you're singing amazingly wonderful like you always have been. And how are you feeling, and how are things going for you?
I'm doing good. I've gotten a really good, clean bill of health each time I've been to the doctor. I've got a checkup coming up here pretty soon, and after that, if everything's good on this one, I'll go back for one more checkup, and after that one, they'll kick me out the door. So that'll be that'll put me at 5 years clean at that point. That's what they're looking for, that 5-year clean mark.
Hey, that's wonderful.
And the doctor told me, he said, if it wasn't for insurance, I would have cooked you out last year. But he said, insurance requires us to get that 5-year clean. So
yeah. Well, hey, that's wonderful.
What you're after.
That's wonderful news. I'm so glad to hear that. And your Christmas music is just absolutely beautiful. And the nice thing is that these songs are really, even though we know them and we hear them every year, but they come around just once a year, and there's something special and magical about that. And what a neat thing for every single year to have a Christmas song that comes back year after year, that you're not only getting new fans to enjoy this, and maybe they've heard it for the first time, but also it's kind of like just a warm glove, you get to hear each year.
Yeah. Yeah, we love getting to do it. We love getting to see people who've come year after year to be with us, and it's always a lot of fun to see them again. And sometimes, of course, it's the only time we ever get to see them. It's that few minutes when we're together for a Christmas show and a chance to share a special evening together.
Tell me a little bit about the show itself. Do you have a full band, and do you do some of your hits along with Christmas songs, or how do you do your show?
Yeah. Well, we do have a full band. There's 6 of us on stage. We have 3 or 4 crew guys. We carry our own lighting and sound and video rig. And this year will be the first time we've had automated lighting. We've programmed the lighting to go, so hopefully everything will work well. And then we do 2 sets. The first set we do songs we've had on the radio with just regular country songs, and You'll Have Amazed Me, Standing on the Edge of Goodbye, Kiss Me in the Car, those songs. And then after a brief intermission, we do Christmas. This year, on the first part of the show, we've added in a medley of songs that were on my debut album on Capitol, most of which were not singles. Some of the singles are in there, but then some of them are songs that were just album cuts that were favorites to a lot of people. And because on an album, a lot of times album cuts are some of the best songs. And
oh yeah.
And then we're doing a few songs off of Find My Joy, my most recent gospel album. And then then we'll have an intermission after that, and then Christmas is about 1 hour and 15 minutes. So the whole night's about 2 hours, 15 minutes, 2.5 hours, something like that.
That's fantastic. JohnBarry.com is the website, and you can get all the information for the upcoming shows. He's got a whole bunch of them, and I know you're adding some more. And you can get your tickets right there and check out this wonderful show. It's a great time of the year to sit down and enjoy some fabulous music. And, John, I want to ask a couple of questions real quick about some of your other music I've been curious about. You did a duet with Patsy Cline a few years back on There He Goes. Tell me about that and how that came about.
Well, Patsy, according to her husband, always wanted to be a big band singer. She loves big band music. But at that time, she was signed to a country label, and during those days, if you're a country artist, you did country music. That's just the way it was, no variants, And she never got to do that. And so with technology, it changed so much, and so much has become available. Some sound tech guys were able to take recordings of hers and erase the track around her voice. Now, understand that when she recorded her albums, there was one microphone in the room. You want to turn the drums down? Move them further away from the microphone.
Yeah.
And you want to turn the bass up? Move him closer to the microphone. And that's how they recorded. And so they were able to strip that. I do not know how, but they were able to strip it away, and it was nothing but her voice. And they built new tracks around her singing with a big band. And they had different people get to come sing with her, and I was one of them. And it was really pretty cool, pretty exciting to get to be a part of that. Yeah, it's a powerful song.
Absolutely. And you were also involved, you won a Grammy for your participation in Amazing Grace, which was a country salute to gospel. That's a beautiful project as well.
Yeah, it's a great record, and a lot of great artists on that. There's some great cuts on there. One in particular, Wayfaring Stranger. Trace Atkins did Wayfaring Stranger, and man, he did a killer job on that song.
Yeah, he sure did.
But it was a lot of fun to be a part of that. We did Blessed Assurance, which is a song I've always loved.
You mentioned earlier your new gospel album. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we did 6 old classic hymns and 4 new songs of faith, and one being the title track, Found by Joy, which was written by Steve Dorff. Steve produced the record. And it was done with a small band and a 45-piece string orchestra. And then we had one song in particular that we did that was Salt Lake City Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
And it's just flipping beautiful. and just over the top gorgeous. And so that was a lot of fun to get to record, to sing along with that,
You have, whatever songs you choose to do, you have a love for them, and it really shines through in the music that you do, I think.
I appreciate that. I sure love getting to do it, and just been fortunate to get to sing music I really love, so it's pretty awesome.
You bet. Yeah, of course, your love amazes me. That came along at a time when country music was going through some big changes, and this one kind of came up through the middle. It was a little bit different. Were you surprised that song hit as big as it did?
Well, that's such a special song, and quite frankly, I don't think it had anything to do with me singing it. I think it's just such a special song. It just didn't matter who sang it. It's just remarkable. And I was just a lucky guy who drew the card.
I think you're selling yourself a little short there. I can't imagine it could have been done any better.
I sure love singing it.
So what's on tap for you in the coming year? Are you working on some new music, and what's happening?
Nothing right now. We don't have anything in the works at the moment. We'll kind of see how all that pans out as we go. So sure we'll get something cranking here pretty soon.
Well, good. Well, keep us posted. We always would love to get your new music on the air, and we're certainly looking forward to this wonderful Christmas show, the 27th Annual Christmas Tour. Folks, you can go to johnbarry.com and get your tickets for that. And my Michigan friends, December 8th, he'll be in Hastings, Michigan, and December 9th, he'll be in Fremont, Michigan, too. So we'll hold off on the snow dances those couple days until you get done, John.
Yeah, come on now. No snow dancing.
So what's Christmas like at the John Barry household? What do you guys have traditions that you do every year?
Well, we did for many years. kids were growing up, and we lived on a farm North Athens, Georgia, for many years. And there was always a hayride involved, and always lots of family coming to visit. And Robin's mom lived next door, so Robin's brothers and their families would come when they were able to, and so lots of cousins and lots of fun. And that was some of our biggest traditions. Once we moved away from our farm there, it hadn't quite been the same as that. But we do have wonderful times together with our family at Christmas. And now we've got 2 grandchildren, and so it's kind of going to start over a little bit, I think.
Well, I know you're going to say "Oh Holy Night" is obviously a favorite Christmas song for you, but are there some other favorites that you have, maybe some albums by certain artists that you like to hear at Christmas time?
Oh, gosh. There's a lot of good stuff out there. There's so much good stuff. It's hard to even put your finger on, different ones that are, because there's so much great stuff available. And really go back. If you've got a taste for Johnny Mathis did a killer Christmas record many years ago, and always love to hear him sing some of his Christmas music. There's a lot of really good stuff out there.
Well, John, I want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and safe travels on your tour, and I hope that folks get a chance to come and check it out. And I want to thank you for being on my show tonight. We're going to play some of your Christmas music and some of your hits, too. Thank you so much for being on My Kind of Country, John.
Thank you, pal. Appreciate you so much now.
All right, that's John Barry as we continue with My Kind of Country.